So you subtracted with some lashes, but you added hella taxes. As
Good peoples, y'all know how we do. It is about 5 minutes till game time. Got me a little snack, man. A little shrimp. I know how we do. Listen, got Concrete Rose coming on the show via phone interview. It's gonna be nice. Sister's tough, but I appreciate for those that are tuning in, old listeners, new listeners. Listen, and if you definitely want to have your own show, man, I'll show you how to do it. And listen, it's all about supporting our own, man, for real. But I appreciate you guys. Listen, tune in. It's gonna be a goodie. 6 p.m.
Made me, Portsmouth raised me. Cause like that's just how it went. I was born in Norfolk, VA, and I was raised in Portsmouth, Virginia. I started writing when I was 4 years old, and that's just always been like a part of who I was. Like writing is my God-given gift. So I decided back in 2017 that God gave me this gift. I got to do something with it. I feel like I was doing an injustice to my Creator, not by sharing my gift. So I am a poet. I like to call myself a lyricist, not a rapper. I'm a boutique owner, a humanitarian, and I call myself a spiritual therapist. I like to help people spiritually.
Wow. Now, when you say help people spiritually, kind of elaborate that, because, nowadays we kind of get dumb beat, higher power, the man upstairs,
Right.
The energy, the source with a capital S. So, we found a lot of ways to kind of like low-key disconnect from reality. We're trying not to offend people, but I mean, your belief is your belief, you understand what I'm saying? So,
Definitely.
who am I to judge that? So when you say spiritual therapist, like, kind of elaborate on that. What do you mean by that, man?
Well, when I say spiritual therapist, I'm the person that you would come to, like, you go to the doctor when you're physically sick, so I'm the person you come to when you're spiritually sick. So when you're in a rut in your life and you just can't figure things out, or you may feel like you just have a dark cloud over you, or you're having a really tough situation with, like, a loved one, a family member, or someone like that, I'm the person that you come to. When stuff start moving in your house, I'm the person that you come to make it stop moving. So I do things like I revive your spirit.
Right. That's so deep. I talked about that, I think, 2 weeks ago, because, like, for instance, I love to get the massages, right?
Right.
But how many people actually get, like, well, think about it, with a massage, you get the toxins out of your body, your back might be tight, your shoulders might be tight or whatever. But how often do we get our massages, like, emotionally and spiritually? Right? Because we have a lot of toxins that have been in our body or in our mindset for years, that are stopping us from going to that next level. Like you said, just like you be in a rut, you've done all that you can do. You kind of think it's the end of the road, but it's really not. So that's very, very important, man. Like, I think people ignore the spiritual aspect to our life and then just think everything is supposed to happen. But I mean, roses gotta grow out of the concrete, right?
Exactly. They gotta come from somewhere. Even concrete couldn't stop it. Divine timing.
Now, explain that whole concept. We talked about it first, but that's super dope, though. As far as the concrete from the woods.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I got that from, I like to call him my big brother, Tupac. Tupac wrote a poem about, he called it Concrete Rose, and he said, you wouldn't laugh at a rose that grew from concrete for having damaged petals. You would look at it and be like, damn, a rose grew from concrete. So he's basically talking about how even though it had everything against it, and it had that concrete on top of it, it still managed to break through that concrete and still reach the sun, so it still got to its goal, regardless of its obstacles.
I was thinking about that today, like, so many times, like, man, we wait for the perfect condition, you know what I'm saying? Like, let a lot of things stop us from moving to that next level, but, I mean, there's going to be an element of resistance, especially when you're trying to make a mark in life, or like you said, be that humanitarian, or do those charitable things. Not everything is going to be so easy, because if it was easy, then everybody would be doing it,
Right.
But that's really, really important. lot of people say that cliche, you know, I know brothers that run through concrete, but I mean, if you ain't been through nothing, you really don't qualify to say that statement.
Exactly. Just like a lot of females like to throw the title queen and boss on themselves, and they don't even understand. I'm not a boss. I'm an entrepreneur. Can't nobody fire me, but a boss can get fired.
Interesting. I like that.
Thank you.
That is so true. And I was talking to, I don't know if he's still tuning in, but man, as far as like our mindset, culturally, we just have this like employee mindset, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, we just think like that's the back wall, but it's not. It's really not. And I think too many times we look for other people's approval. We tend to question ourselves. We don't really follow through on ideas, and then we let like life kind of take us out. Like I said, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Right. But at some point, you just gotta break through. Some things, man, I've learned, man, you just gotta just do it. Like, cause you know how we get. If we talk about it all day, man, but at some point, man, you just gotta just do it.
Definitely.
Like with your poem and Get Love Right, which is deep. I mean, it's just, sometimes you gotta go ahead and do that thing, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You can't even wait for the time, and the time is now. Cause sometimes time is too valuable to be wasted. You keep waiting, you're gonna be waiting forever.
Those facts. That's true. So with that being said, what is your inspiration?
My inspiration would definitely be from all the negatives of my life. Like, I had people that used to like laugh at me and joke on me because I didn't wear like the freshest clothes and stuff. So I started making my own stuff. Now everybody's buying it. Like, I used to have low self-esteem. I didn't think I could get on stage. So my inspiration is to inspire the people who don't think they can get on stage, or who don't think they can get in front of people and do it. Like, my inspiration is basically to be inspiring to others.
Right. Now let me ask you this, because I know for me, even, when I was approached about 2 years ago to do my own show, of course I was nervous, I think people misconstrue nervousness and fear. Like, it's okay if you're a little bit nervous.
Right.
Like, I'm not nervous from the purpose of, like, I'm not going to do it. I'm nervous, like, I always want to do my best, Right. And I don't want to fumble on my words. And if you do, it's okay. But, like, when I did it, I conquered that fear, and then from that point forward, I was okay with it. And thank God for my producer, the owner of this show. I even asked him, how do I run my own show? He taught me. I thought in my mind it was difficult, but it was really simple to the point where, I can do it myself now. Like, what advice would you give to those people that are like saying, I don't have the necessary resources, like, you understand my past, I've been through this and that. Like, I got a lot of concrete in my life, and it seems like the folks can't break through. Like, what would be your advice to those type of people?
My advice would be, stop feeding yourself BS. You're talking yourself out of your own destiny. I don't have all the resources for all the things that I've done, but I still got it done some kind of how. I pulled from what I had. Like, I've seen people make t-shirts, like dope bags out of t-shirts. So it's just really with what you have and just working your way up from that. So if you're waiting for, like, having the right amount of money or having this or having that, it goes back to time. Like, you can't wait forever on that. You got to pull from what you got.
That's key. Those are definitely facts. I mean, I think you'd be surprised if you look around. Like, if you have a phone, you win it.
Right, exactly.
If you have a smartphone, you win it.
Yes.
Because now there are so many free avenues, free apps that you can create off of that. And I tell my students all the time, Mr. Sloan, ain't no time. Listen, right now, you're not going to get studio quote-unquote quality, but a lot of people started right from there.
Exactly.
You go right in your closet, record, or tell mama, whoever your sister, your brother, your cousin, record it real quick, please don't make any noise. And you'd be surprised, but if you never start, or like you said, if you kind of wait for that perfect timing, it'll never be perfect per se. You know, I mean, that word is just so watered down. You just kind of go ahead and just do it, man. But listen to this, your style, man. If you could, I don't know, maybe a couple words or a couple sentences describe your style, how would this Concrete Rose, how would you describe your style?
My style is definitely unorthodox and eccentric. I wear stuff that is common to people, but then I'll wear it or pair it with something that is completely like not common to my culture or people around my age or typically what they're wearing. Like I may wear some earrings that I made, and then I may have on a vintage dress, and I may have on some Michael Kors shoes or something. Like I'll just switch it up like that.
Right. Gotcha. So did that transfer over to your delivery of your poetry and your music?
Definitely. With that is more so I just have to be more aware of my audience and who I'm speaking to.
What do you mean by that? Because and I'm not saying this to like try to be funny, and keep in mind, we have different listeners that are trying to kind of get into that field, and I think the most used or misunderstood line is, what I'm saying, I'ma just be me, like I'ma do me. They gotta accept me for who I am, but explain that knowing your audience.
Well, when you know your audience, if you go out on a stage in front of, let's say, millionaires, of the upper class, and you go out there talking all that hood stuff, you're not going to have that audience anymore. That's not what they're interested in. You have to give people what they want. It's kind of like what Cardi B said. Like when Jermaine Dupri was like, he was like a whole bunch of female rappers, they just talking about stripping out, and Cardi was like, I'm giving the people what they want. She said, I try to talk about deep stuff, but they not buying the deep stuff. They want the party music, so that's what I'm giving her. And that's what it is. If you want to continue to grow your brand, yes, you have to be yourself, but you have to be aware of who's watching and who's buying your product and who's listening, so that way that you can continue to grow that audience and continue to keep them coming back to it. So you can do you, but be aware of who's watching you as well while you're doing you. And a lot of people say they want to do them, but they get lost in this industry stuff. I done seen a lot of people that started off, they were being genuinely themselves, and then they started getting too much into the industry stuff, and they started turning into the normal person. Or the average performer, the average person that most people follow. And I'm not a crowd follower.
That's true. I'm definitely not. I do things different. And it helps me too because it helps me to not stay in the box. Excuse me. It helps me to just say, like, if I like it, I know there's someone else that may like it. And like you said, yes, you do want to, listen to the heartbeat of the crowd or whatever. But if you really producing something from the heart, 9 times out of 10, man, it's gonna be well received,
Right.
Like you said, it's just being yourself. I got my partner that just said, be true to yourself, believe in your dream. Because if you don't believe in your dream, you can't expect anybody else to believe in it.
Exactly.
That's very, very important. We put people at this high expectation. Why you don't like myself? Why you don't? Do you really like yourself?
Right.
Do you? The views on the other end, would you purchase it?
Right.
You purchase it.
Exactly.
So you kind of put the pressure on folks that we ourselves are not there yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's so important. So what I want to do now is I want to play, if you don't mind, Get Love Right, and then kind of play a snippet of that, and then play Front Page.
Okay.
And then I'll wrap up this beautiful interview, and hopefully this is one of many, because I know you'll be on tour soon and doing your thing. So I can at least say that, hey man, I got a chance to talk to the young lady for at least 18 minutes.
I will always make time for you, King. I appreciate your support.
You know what I'm saying? Before you drop all these albums and stuff. So, all right, so let me go ahead and do this, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Hey, bless Beezy. cut, y'all. I'm doing a radio interview for DFWI Radio by Thecodefresh, so go on over and show him some love. I don't know how to put his name. It's a lot. It's a lot. So this is the first song by myself I ever had played on the radio. So this is a little bit of a big deal for me. I'm stepping into the music field a little bit. A lot of people don't know I do music. So y'all go over and follow Thecodefresh thing. Shout out to him for this interview and for letting me promote my brand. Is that T? Hey T, of course I remember you. What you mean T? Do I remember you? I don't want to put your government out there, but yeah, I remember you. You still my buddy. You still spinning records? If you are, spin a couple of my songs up in there. Did y'all listen to my song Front Page on my Soundcloud? Matt Tiger featuring me. Hey Auntie. Hi love, how you doing? I'm doing a live interview. You still spinning? Yeah, here we go Front Page, y'all. Oh, you are. Send me your email too, and I'm gonna send you some of my tracks. The link to the songs in my bio. Please go listen to it. We had so many issues trying to get this song played. The government kept messing with me. They wouldn't let me comment. They took a month to post the song. They was making it distorted. They weren't loading it up for people. Like people was opening the link and the link was blank. Like they was giving me hell behind posting this song. So please y'all go over to my Soundcloud. Go over to Max Reverb Nation and go listen to the song. Matter of fact, he said it's coming out in his project. But I like the hot, so who knew cigarettes couldn't cause so much trouble? And them light pouring games couldn't be a slave, so I had to break them chains. But the legs ain't no people gonna make them dance. See, email me your send me your email so I can send you my tracks. Please and thank you. Oh man, my little rhyme guy. Shorty, what she got for real? This is a song, not a song. This is actually my first poetry track he's playing now. It's called Afro Queen. And the producer was a producer from Portsmouth named Prentice P. So, y'all go follow Prentice P too. I like how he blended all my stuff together though. I like that. Do you just say T or Auntie? Listen, your track. I said T, my homeboy T that spins tracks, Auntie. But you know I love you, Auntie Tamara. But Auntie, if you want to spin my tracks, you can spin my tracks too.
Yeah, that was tough, you know?
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Wow. Nice. Like, nice. And I don't mean that in a facetious way. Really smooth, like, kind of like I was telling my producer, and forgive me, like, you definitely are in the league of your own, but you know how we are. We had to tangibly put, like, a category to it. I would say, like, kind of an Erykah Badu meets Tierra Whack. Like, kind of like that unorthodox, like, eccentric, like eclectic, like
yeah, that's me.
like that dopeness. So definitely, I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, for gracing us with your presence.
I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, this will be the first of many.
Yes.
really quick, what's up coming up next? Like, what's coming up next for you? And then, quickly in a minute, like, how can people get in contact with you or follow you, whatever it is, or get a hold of your music, your design, all that stuff?
Okay, so what I got coming up next is, if you're in the VA area, the end of next month, the last Saturday of August, I will be performing at Buckrow Beach for the end of summer bash. I also do have a poetry book coming out probably in the fall or winter. Like that track that was played, that was by a producer from Portsmouth named Prentice P. So I've been working with different producers and possibly putting out a poetry project, audio one. And then also I do got a music project coming out called Lady Terra, so I can't wait to drop that. And then yeah, stay booked and busy, man, but I'm happy though about it.
It should be. Definitely should be. And, man, like, you was a soul. Like, I wish you all the best. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
I know you pushing through. I know there's people see the glory, but I know there's much more to that story. And the next time we have you, we're definitely going to hopefully be able to talk about that, because people see you now, but they don't really know where you come from, you know?
Right. Depression is real, people.
Man, like seriously, like, I'm talking about, like, real stuff that niggas say, man, and I'm crying over what?
Right.
That's so important. But thank you so much, man. I hope that you have a great day, great week. We definitely gonna, if you don't mind, I definitely would like to put your stuff on my normal rotation.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, people know where they can get it from, you know, via iTunes, wherever, Soundcloud, whatever the case. And I'll get that information from you offline.
Okay.
And, but definitely, man, so ladies and gentlemen, we have the now famous. If you're going to, I mean, now is the time to kind of make your mark, because
Definitely.
it's a turn right now, so
Yeah.
you can't say you didn't have your shot.
All right. Oh, I'm definitely going to take it and run with it.
Yeah, I'm trying to say, so I'm saying, hey, I knew of her. I got a chance to wave, and that's how we're going to. Well, Mama, listen, you have an awesome one, and thank you so much.
Thank you, King. You as well. And also, I forgot to drop my website for my boutique. It's www.fabboutiqueonline.com. FABboutiqueonline.com.
FabBoutiqueonline.com. Dope stuff. I definitely got my 4-finger ring coming. After that, so I'm gonna just leave it out there. Didn't want to put nobody on, Front Street. Definitely know that's coming soon.
We're gonna work on it.
It's probably been like a month now, but it'll take a while to get that stuff in. So thank you so much in advance for coming through, my brother.
Of course.
You have a good one, Mama. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
Okay.
Later. Shout out to Thecodefresh for the interview. I appreciate you, King, so much for the opportunity. I redefine the impossible. That's why I'm the concrete rose.